Hello friends, this is the actual gymnasium where part of the movie Hoosiers was filmed. It's located in Knightstown, Indiana. So let's go inside and take a look around, shall we?
How you doing, partner?
I'm doing fine. You want to listen in on a story I'm going to tell these folks?
Sure.
Okay. All of the players on the Hickory Huskers were Indiana basketball players except one, and that is Nydorf, who is behind Ollie. You don't see his number. His number is actually 21. Well, he was a movie star, and he appeared in Bull Durham as well as in Hoosiers. So they invited a movie star thinking that he was accustomed to memorizing longer speaking parts. So where there are long speaking parts in the movie, Nydorf gets those. But the story I want to tell you is that all the rest of them did come from Indiana. And as I mentioned, Nydorf was a movie star. His parents lived in California. They were here to watch the ending, or the last shots of the movie being filmed. When the filming was all done, his parents went to the producers of the movie, asked what was going to happen with the team picture. I don't know what all was said or agreed upon, but anyway, they were given permission to take that picture from here to their home in California with the idea that they would mount it in the family room of their house. However, when they got it to California, it was larger than they realized, did not have a wall large enough to mount it. So they ended up mounting it in the garage of their home. That's where that picture has been for the last 30 years. Well, when we were planning our 30-year anniversary celebration, Bob got on the internet, tracked it down, communicated with the family that had that, asked what it would take for the picture to come back home. So they talked about, as a family, agreed to have it appraised, and the appraised value applied to their taxes. Then they donated it back to the gym. They contacted UPS and FedEx to transport it from Hollywood back to Knightstown. Neither of the companies would touch it. They said it was too valuable. But a private company finally agreed to bring it. When it arrived back here, before mounting it there, we took a picture of it at center court with our board of directors. Then we had it framed and covered with a protective covering, and it now has a permanent home.
What was the value to that?
I've heard all kinds of figures from
We
20.
don't share our taxes. Yeah,
Anyway,
very nice.
very valuable is what we're told.
Very nice.
Now, one other story I got to tell you. Next to the last scene of the movie shows a grade school boy here in the gym all by himself shooting baskets. Well, they had gone to the school next door, walked into the third grade classroom and said to the students, "Who's the best basketball player in this room?" Every hand went up, girls and boys.
You're in Indiana.
That's right. So they finally selected Roger, got permission from Roger's parents to film him, brought him in, let him shoot a few practice shots. Then they started to film him until Gene Hackman stepped in and said, "Just a minute, we got to make a change," because he knows that Roger was wearing white tennis shoes. White tennis shoes did not exist back in the 50s. So
Gene Hackman caught that.
he caught that. So he sat down on the floor, took his dress shoes off, slipped the dark socks off of his feet and over top of Roger's tennis shoes. And as you watch that scene, you'll notice that Roger couldn't get traction because of the socks over his tennis shoes.
We'll have to look for that.
Yeah, it comes and goes pretty quickly, but you'll catch it since you're going to be looking for that.
You know what you're
I would
looking
never
for.
caught that if you didn't tell me.
Yeah,
So I don't know how many times
but
we
you
watched
see,
the
there
movie.
are a lot of little incidents like that those of us who have done this, we pick up stories and we share them with people like you.
That's wonderful.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's a great attitude. You're not here for the big money, huh?
Money cannot pay for the pleasure. Yesterday I had the opportunity of showing a couple around who is a retired Marine, and he, in the process of getting acquainted with them, he went into some details, telling about his injuries that he's dealing with, and found out that his wife and I have many things in common in terms of training, profession, interests, and things like that. That's why I do what I do. And it gets me out of the house.
Right.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Great attitude.
Well, I might as well do this as sit and rot.
There you go.
Wonderful. We appreciate your time.
Well, I'm glad you let me. You told Bob you didn't want an interview or
Tour.
a tour, but you got it whether you wanted it or not.
Got a little bit of it anyway, huh?
No. Now, what is next on the agenda?
Actually, we gotta go to Lafayette and see some friends, and then Newcastle tomorrow.
Oh, so you are planning to go to Newcastle?
Right. Has Larry Bird been here?
Oh, yes.
Has he?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, evidence.
Okay. There you go, right there.
And the 2 jerseys.
Wow. Oh, nice. I really like the Indiana State one.
Well, Bob, I got to tell you, since, this picture, has Magic, Larry, Carmella, and LeBron. Since LeBron has disgraced the NBA and us, we don't like to call attention to this picture.
I see. Yeah.
Is that fair to say that?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm supportive of that.
but let me tell you the story since you called attention. ESPN called and said they wanted to do an interview in the Hoosier Gym featuring 2 basketball legends, 2 rookies. I'm not sure that at that point they told us who those 4 players would be, but a date was set. On that day, Jim Gray from ESPN was the first to arrive, and then Magic and Larry arrived, each driving their own cars. Carmella and LeBron each came in stretch limousines as rookies. So the difference between the legends and the rookies was very obvious.
Yeah, Larry's probably in an SUV or a pickup truck. Probably.
I think a car that day, but could have been a pickup truck.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jim Gray then interviewed them, and all of that was recorded by ESPN. So I'm sure if you're interested in pulling that up from the archives, it would be an interesting interview to hear.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Would you practice in one of those? You would probably wear that to a practice.
You're full of knowledge, youngster.
Yes, you would.
Thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome. Both compliments, huh?
Here, Papa.
The one beside it there, it says Hickory 15, and it says Chitwood on it.
Now this says 2X.
There we go.
I know, but I think I might want the one beside it. It says
Okay.
Chitwood.
That's like the one I have at home.
2X.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Because I'll take a 2X in that and an extra large in that. I think Lauren would probably like that better.
2X? You want that?
And then an extra large also in the Chitwood.
I always have to check, make sure that this is XL.
That's too big for Megan, wouldn't you say?
XL, yeah. Too big.
I'll take a
large.
Okay, okay.
Good thing you're showing them to me, huh? Yeah, that's much better.
Those 2?
Yeah, and I'll let you have that one back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take these two.
Okay.
The more you shoot, the better you get.
That's about as close as you're gonna get. Oh!
You shot that like a girl.
Oh, your glass.
Did you meet some of the stars?
Oh, yes.
What were they like?
Well, Gene Hackman was very, very friendly when he was not involved in a filming scene, just waiting for them to set up lights and cameras. He would talk with people, sign autographs. In fact, one day he borrowed somebody's bicycle and went for a bike ride through town.
That's nice.
But Barbara Hershey was the exact opposite. Until they started filming in the New Richmond area, north of Indianapolis, which is a rural area. And we're told that an older lady in the New Richmond area got in Barbara Hershey's face and said, "Young lady, you are not now in Hollywood. You are in Indiana, and you will be respectful and sign autographs."
Nice. Nice.
And as far as Dennis Hopper, he was here, but none of us seem to remember that much about him as a person. But yeah, that was a great time for this little town to have Hollywood here for a longer period of time to, do filming here.
Yeah.
That's not necessary.
How many visitors you get a day?
Well, it varies a great deal because in July there were 2 days in succession. We had over 200 a day. But now it's slowed down because school's in session. But last year, or 2 years ago, we had between 60 and 70,000 people came through these front doors.
That's impressive.
Wow.
So yeah, we get a lot of visitors, particularly now when this basketball season starts. We will start having regular games here.
Oh, really?
Oh, you will?
You do?
It's still a functional gym.
Oh yes, very,
Oh, that's
very
so
functional,
neat.
because coaches like to bring their teams here. They can rent the gym for $50 an hour. And so when they have regular games here, they will sell tickets ahead of time and, for their fans, so their fans follow them. As an example, last year we had from the state of Mississippi 2 boys teams, 2 girls teams, and 200 fans traveled 1,000 miles round trip to come from Mississippi to Knightstown, Indiana.
So how many people will this gym seat?
Between 600 and 700.
Oh, really? It doesn't look like it, but, well, that's neat.
We pack them in.
I bet you do.
And
That's,
this inspires teams
Oh yeah.
excel.
Now, did you get to our locker room?
Yes.
To see the jerseys?
Yeah.
You know, that many teams, they like to leave their jerseys. And that's a great conversation piece then for other visitors from that town or team. They get excited to see one of their jerseys still
right,
here.
yeah.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I just live 2 doors on the other side of the
Did you
alley.
grow up in this area?
No, I grew up in Ohio.
Oh, what part?
Wadsworth, Ohio, Medina County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up on a dairy farm, so
Did you?
no, my father thought that organized sports was a waste of a person's time and
Yeah,
energy.
back in those days.
Were you living there during a blizzard of '78?
Yes.
Oh, I tell you. Snow
Oh, yeah.
drifts as high as your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Look forward to seeing you again.
And you're going to sit down and watch your pictures
Yes.
and show them to. You're going to have
Friends
a
and
movie night.
There you go. Popcorn.
You-
Go watch Hoosiers.
Now come back November 9th and do the same thing here.
Oh,
You didn't know?
No.
Yeah, we're going to show the movie here November 9th. Set up chairs on the floor.
Why November 9th?
We do it every year.
Just pick
There's
that.
nothing significant about the 9th?
No.
Does Bobby
Pop-
Plank come here? Has he been here?
Never been here, as far as we know.
Okay.
Now, his son, Pat Knight, did conduct a basketball camp here in our gym one summer. But as far as we know, Bobby's never been
Well,
here.
Bobby Plank, I was asking about Plank, the last shot,
Oh.
the winning shot, has this.
Oh, in the movie?
Plunk. Bobby Plunk, is it?
Oh, Plump.
Plunk.
Yeah, from Milan.
Yes,
No,
from
he
Milan.
has been here many times, but now you realize that the movie is not a documentary of that event.
Right,
It is fictional.
right.
But Bobby Plump, who had the last shot there, yeah, as far as I know, he's in ill health, but is still living. But yeah, he's been here a number of times. We had a 20 and 25th and 30-year anniversary celebrations, and have made a big deal of those anniversary celebrations. So
Is he like maybe the last living
No, there's,
basketball player?
8 of them are still alive.
Oh, 8 of them. I was trying. We've been up to Milan and we've been done all that.
of
so
the
I was trying to
Milan
remember.
team, yeah.
Yeah.
Saw the trophy
Yeah.
at high school.
So you were at the museum in Milan?
Correct.
We did go to
Good.
the museum.
Now, are you interested in seeing also the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame in Newcastle?
That's next on our list.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you checked to make sure it's open?
No, but we're going to since
Yeah.
this place didn't open.
Do you have
till
the
June.
number? We have one of the Ford. Pardon?
Okay. He said open till 5 today, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
And while you're at the Hall of Fame, be sure to go to the Newcastle Fieldhouse, which is next door to the Hall of Fame, because they claim to be the largest, if not the largest, high school gym in the world. It seats 9,000 or more than 9,000 people. So that, just walk in if you can get in, because it's a treat just to see
Yeah,
the
just
building.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm Dave. What's your first name?
Merv,
Merv. Nice to meet you.
I'm Leanne.
thank you for coming and your purchase,
Oh,
and
you're welcome.
You
My
donated.
pleasure.
right?
I did, yes, I
Good.
did. I put some money in there.
Keep up the fine work.
it's fun to do.
Good.
How many times does a person get to do fun things
That's
in their
right.
retirement?
That's true.
Good. Good. Excellent.
Thanks for coming and letting me talk.
It's our pleasure. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
This was a fun day for us, and Merv was just terrific at showing us around the gym. If I can do anything for you, my office is in Las Vegas, but I'm also licensed in your state. If I can help you with your car or home insurance, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm doing some more videos about the movie Hoosiers that are forthcoming. Thanks again.